Hey everyone, I'm Brendan Kelleher. In this video, I'm reviewing ECHO-3, the new Apple TV Plus series starring Luke Evans, Jessica Ann Collins, and Michael Huisman. ECHO-3 is centered on three main characters: Amber Chesborough, an American scientist, her brother Alex, who is a US Army Delta Force soldier, and her husband Prince, who is also a Delta Force soldier. When Amber is in Colombia doing research on psychedelics to treat drug addiction, she is kidnapped by militants, and Alex and Prince set out to rescue her. ECHO-3 is based on an Israeli series called When Heroes Fly, which itself was loosely based on a novel of the same name by Amr Gepfrond. ECHO-3 is a show that has a similar, gritty, realistic tone to the likes of show creator Mark Bowles' previous films like The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30. Cinema has changed drastically over the last 5 to 10 years, and ECHO-3 is the kind of grown-up action drama that just really doesn't get made anymore. With mainstream cinema catering more to family-friendly spectacle like the Marvel movies, for better or worse, the rise of streaming has led to a lot of these adult projects being made for watching at home. So ECHO-3, a show that probably would have been made into a film in the late 2000s, is here presented as a giant movie split into 10 parts. While the show's setup appears simple, the mission to retrieve Amber is anything but. The brothers tried a diplomatic approach, but tensions between the Colombian and Venezuelan governments mean they don't get anywhere, and even the US government, for a number of complicated reasons, are either unable or unwilling to support a rescue mission. While the show centers around the efforts to rescue Amber, the family relationship between the three main characters plays a big part as well. Without giving away too much, the marriage between Amber and Prince is strained before she's even kidnapped. The brother and sister relationship between Amber and Alex has a dark background as well, which is conveyed in flashbacks. So while the show is centered on the three main characters, there are two major storylines being played throughout. One involving the brothers' attempts to rescue Amber, and the other involving her trying to survive imprisonment and torture. It's not giving away too much to say that there are a couple of rescue and escape attempts by Amber in some of the early episodes, and these scenes have a cruel sense of tension, knowing these are going to be futile since, well, there's quite a few episodes to go yet. Like The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30, there's a political backdrop to the story, and we see how various governments respond to the kidnapping. Some want to help, like the Venezuelan reporter Violeta Matiz, but others see the kidnapping as a propaganda tool to embarrass the United States and try to force Amber to admit to being a CIA agent on a live broadcast. There's a growing sense throughout the series that Amber's rescue is going to come at a very high price, politically and personally for all the main characters. At a certain point while watching this series, I was wondering why it was called ECHO-3, as this phrase is not mentioned at all in any of the episodes. There are several ways the title can be interpreted. According to military phonetics, ECHO-3 is the military alphabet for E. In the military, the phonetic alphabets are used to communicate over the radio. The use of these alphabets avoids confusion and enables smooth communication between different units in the field, or the unit in the command center. However, given the show's narrative, the title seems unlikely to refer to the phonetic alphabet corresponding to the letter E. While there is no military slang such as ECHO-3, the phrase could be a reference to Echo Tango Sierra, which refers to expiration terms of service, and references the end of an officer's duty. So ECHO-3 could refer to Alex and Prince's military duty and their duty towards their family. ECHO-3 clearly had a big budget, as there are several action sequences throughout the series that are some of the best I've seen in a long time, and they look like they belong on a cinema screen. As I said before, there are a few rescue and escape attempts, but it's not giving too much away to say that the big rescue attempt comes in episode 9. The brothers lead a small army to rescue Amber from an enemy camp, and the whole episode plays out in real time in an extended sequence that is very much in the same style as the final mission in show creator Mark Bowles' Zero Dark 30. If you're a Call of Duty fan, this is the one to watch. I'm not going to say whether the mission is a success or not, or who lives and who dies, but the final episode involving a Market Street shootout is the most intense scene of the series. If I have any negatives to say about the show, is that the acting from some of the supporting cast isn't the best, and Prince isn't the most likeable character in the show, and without giving away too much, is at least partially responsible for Amber being kidnapped in the first place. He also does something in episode 6 that really made me dislike him, considering what was happening to his wife at the time. However, the fact that Prince isn't very likeable may be the point. No one is entirely good or bad in this show. Overall, I highly recommend ECHO-3. It's one of the best action thriller series I've seen in a long time, and the kind that we don't really get the chance to see too often these days. It's extremely well acted for the most part, has terrific cinematic quality action sequences, and well worth your time. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and click the bell for notifications. Most importantly, I hope you all look after yourselves, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.